This episode of the Made in Spain podcast is powered by GoCo Energy, clean natural energy for life at the speed of Go. Welcome everyone, season 5, episode 4. My name is Laura Senior and I am here with my wonderful co-host,
Nalini Sharma.
We are so happy and excited to be here with you today talking about one of our favorite topics of all times, probably the most common ongoing conversation between us, which is beauty and wellness in Spain.
It's a fantastic topic. We're going to try to do, we'll scratch the surface today because there's really so much that we could cover. And but before we get into it, this is officially our 1-year anniversary.
Yay!
So yeah, cheers to us.
Cheers.
We've been doing this for 12 months. I think we've had a really great run and we have a lot to look forward to in 2026. So I'm just really excited about all of those things.
So today is the first episode of 2026. So we're starting the year strong. I think it was almost a year ago when we did our last beauty episode where we started touching on some of these subjects. And today we're going to dive a little bit deeper. So before we go into our listener email, I think we have to talk about it. This whole commotion with the Cadiz posts on TikTok and Instagram. It's been quite a learning
experience, I would say, for both of us. So thank you to everyone who sent us a comment, criticism, a correction, all the C's. I have no problem with any of it. And just because it's a new year and, we're starting off fresh again in a way, I think it's important, just in the friendliest of friendly ways, to remind everyone that, first of all, Laura is Spanish.
I'm half Spanish, half British, but born and raised here.
Born and raised. I am Canadian and
we are not American.
We're not. And listen, all the love to our American listeners, viewers, anybody who follows us and, partakes in our podcast
I actually think most of our audience is from the US. So, we are super happy and love our US audience. But we just wanted to clarify that because on socials, we've been getting a lot of these Americans and so on. I'm like, okay, fine, but we're not American.
No.
So just to clarify, like Nalini said, she is Canadian. I am half Spanish, half English. So
together maybe we make one American. No, I'm joking. And
so the other thing, though, that I will say about the whole Cadiz debacle is, we've posted about Madrid, we've posted about Gibraltar, we've posted about so many different things, places that we've talked about in the podcast. It is still to be seen if there are any other people from other cities in Spain that are as proud and as strongly identified with their city as the people from Cadiz, because I have never seen a response like that. There's hundreds of comments, reshares. It's like, wow, people are really, I think it's part of their identity.
And if you look at the map of Spain, you can understand why. It is so far south and it's its own area, the city itself. So it has its own identity, its own culture, its own dialect. Everything. And I just want to remind, people out there, we are not historians. We collect some information. We do as much research as we possibly can. Often when we go on these trips, we are doing it from a perspective as if you were to, somebody out there were to do it. We don't necessarily always have the time to spend a week. It might be 2 days.
Yeah, it's a snapshot. It's the trailer of the movie.
Exactly. And everything that we do, we always do it from a place, I think, anyways, of respect, interest, curiosity, and we just want people to come along for the journey. So
absolutely. I do have to do a shout out for one particular commenter on TikTok who has maybe answered about 30 different people about the pushback that he's had. One person actually said to him, what do you know? Because there's this whole argument about, is Huelva as a city or as a settlement older than Cadiz and all this? And at one point he actually said, well, I do have a doctorate in art history.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, there are some people on this, chain that are actually taking this extremely seriously. So
right.
if you don't know what we're talking about, go check it out.
Okay.
Nalini, I'm going to read you our listener email.
Okay.
And then I'd love to get your thoughts on it. So, hi, Laura and Nalini. I'm planning a trip to Spain and I keep hearing about how accessible beauty treatments are there. If you had to recommend one treatment to get in Spain, what would that be? And that's from Jessica, who wrote to us from San Diego.
Okay. I would say if you are going to get a treatment, I think PRP, which is your plasma, a plasma treatment, which I think they call it the vampire facial. Is that right? Or is that a little bit different?
No, that's the first time I ever heard about it. And it was because Kim Kardashian had it and blah, blah, blah. I had heard it described as the vampire facial.
Okay.
So I think you're right.
Yeah. I would recommend that one. I have not done the PRP for the face. I've done it for hair growth. And it is the one thing that really works to either thicken your hair, maintain it, just overall, the thickness of your hair. It's not hair replacement, but it does really help. And Cristiano Ronaldo, he has a franchise, a clinic. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I knew it was something to do with hair, but
it's a franchise. It's all over Spain. It's called Inspiria, I believe, and they do PRP treatments. So he fully believes in it as a
user.
User, longevity, and even in his fiance's documentary, she was seen going into one of their recently opened clinics doing the PRP. So it's not if you have hair loss, but you can use it for that. But it's also just the overall thickness of your hair and the look of it.
If it looks like luscious. So I've had PRP on my face.
Okay.
And
we should say what PRP is though.
It can you describe it?
So they take your blood. So it's your own blood and then they spin it at a high rate, in this machine and you get the plasma. And it's the plasma that they re-inject into.
It's like your own plasma.
It's your own plasma. Yeah. It's your face or your scalp. I highly recommend it for hair, overall hair health if you do it every once in a while. But I've paid here about just over €200 for it, which is quite affordable because I have looked at it in...
Was that a part of a package?
No.
Okay.
And you can get it for less if you bought a package.
Right.
I mean, I know if you're coming for a vacation, you can't necessarily buy a package. However, a one-off treatment, there's so many clinics here and it is affordable when you look at prices in North America, for example.
So you're saying PRP for the hair.
Yep.
I would say from a facial treatment standpoint, I would go with the famous salmon sperm facial.
Yeah. You did that recently, no?
I did that recently. I cannot for the life of me remember what the technical term is, but the same thing as a vampire facial. Yeah. This is kind of very well known as salmon sperm facial because that's what, I guess the main component is from what they inject. And it is also more affordable here. And it is a little bit painful because they do injections that are almost surface level and they leave a little bit of the product so that there's a little bit of like a little, let's say like a bee sting that stays on there because that's then going to kind of help with the collagen stimulation and so on and so forth. So that's the one I would recommend from everything that's come out lately. But I think that's a really good combination of like, hair. And that's if you're going for more like serious, obviously, more injectables, invasive. Non-invasive, I think that massages and facials and all of that tend to be more on the affordable side here than particularly in North America.
So much more affordable.
Obviously, if you're coming from Asia, no. Like if you're coming from Thailand or Korea, which is, the place to go for these things, then that's a different story. But if you're coming from North America, even from other places in Europe, I think this area is more affordable for that kind of treatment.
Yeah, you can have a really nice facial for €40.
Yeah, 40, 50. And then obviously, depending on the product designer, then it's going to go up from that.
And Yeah, so I think those are good recommendations. And I will just qualify our answers by saying we're not medical professionals. We are just speaking from
Don't kill us. If you don't like this, just keep scrolling. It's like the comedian Matt Rife. It's like, you don't have to come watch my comedy if you don't like it. You wouldn't go watch Metallica if you didn't like to listen to their music.
Right.
So
it's our personal experience.
Yeah.
So we've both had those treatments done and found it to work for us. So do your research, but I would say it's definitely affordable.
Hope you're enjoying the episode. Before we continue, we're going to do something a little different today and bring in a special sentence of the day.
exciting. We usually save this for the end, but for this one, it fits perfectly into the conversation about beauty and confidence. Are you ready, Nalini?
I'll try.
So, our early sentence of the day today is La belleza empieza cuando decides ser tú misma. Do you want to give that a shot?
Okay, I'm going to try. La belleza empieza cuando... Okay, this is the word I have trouble with. Decides?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Close.
Ser tú misma. Misma.
And
Beauty begins when you decide to be yourself.
exactly. And that's actually a great example of something that many learners experience. You might recognize every single word in this sentence, but when you try to say it out loud, something doesn't feel quite right.
True. Maybe the pronunciation doesn't sound natural or the tone isn't quite right, even though your vocabulary is fine.
And that's usually not because you haven't memorized enough. It tends to be because you haven't had enough real conversations with native speakers.
And that's exactly where italki makes a difference.
italki is an online language learning platform where you can book one-on-one lessons with native speakers, teachers who teach at your level and create a supportive, comfortable, and safe space to learn.
It helps turn your school Spanish into real-life conversations so you can finally chat with your abuela, relatives, friends, or anyone in Spanish or another language with confidence.
You're practicing through real conversations, getting real-time feedback, and learning how the language is actually used in everyday life.
And it's flexible, affordable, no subscriptions. You only pay per lesson. You can book lessons whenever and wherever it works for you.
As a Spanish native speaker, and I can say this confidently, fluency comes from practice, not perfection. If you want to actually speak a language, you have to speak it, and doing that regularly with a native teacher really changes everything.
If you'd like to start building that confidence in 2026, make this the year it finally happens. Click the link in the episode description to begin your language learning journey with italki. italki.
And if you buy $10 in lessons, you'll get $5 for free on your first lesson using our exclusive promo code Made in Spain. Available for the first 50 users only.
All right, now back to the episode.
Do you want to talk about this or answer the question? What would you say beauty means to you?
So for me, I've thought about this quite a bit. I think for me, beauty is all about feeling confident in my own skin.
Mm-hmm.
It is not about other people. It's not about looking like other people. It's not about what other people think. It's the same thing as when you buy a nice new outfit and you put it on and you think, wow, this makes me feel good. Like
Right.
I'm feeling myself, like,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing. That's what beauty is for me. It's like getting my hair done or having nice treatments. And, you know, every time I felt I'm the most stressed in my life, when I go and get a massage or I go and get a treatment, my mood changes. It's like I'm doing something for myself. And all of a sudden, I feel more confident in my own skin. So for me, that's beauty. It's not about like internet standards. It's just about feeling good.
Yeah, I would say the same for me. And I think for a lot of people now that there is, I mean, the fact that we're all online scrolling, looking at things all day, it is this idea, you know, of maybe some type of perfection that you want to achieve or that you need to achieve. You feel that you have to, but I mean, for me, it's just what makes me feel nice on that particular day. But I will say here, and I think this is why we're doing the episode, that beauty treatments here are very accessible and they're very accepted as well.
I think it's a generational thing too. So fully agree. Accessible. It's not something that is reserved for like the rich and the famous. I mean, don't get me wrong. Not everybody can afford to go get Botox or fillers. Some people have to save. Some people,
But I will say, I think a lot of people here do.
100%.
So however they are paying for it, I think it's just part of the maintenance. The same as you buy a gym membership, the same as you
get your nails done.
Exactly. It's part of life now.
Yes, it is. Same thing with, again, we're not going to get too much into surgery in this episode, but at one point I remember going to the gym and I'm not exaggerating, 6 out of 10 women my age had breast implants. And, I was like, holy smokes, this is not like cheap. Like, how are people affording this sort of thing? And, there's a lot of kind of controversy about that. A lot of people have had to have their implants removed because it affects them and so on and so forth. But the point is that, as you said, even if it's not like super accessible, people will find a way because it's important to them and it's not taboo.
No, it's not. It's not off limits. And if you even casually get to know a woman, I find here women openly talk about it.
Yes. And again, that's where I was talking about the generational thing.
They will talk about their experience, the surgery, the doctor.
Who do you recommend?
Yeah. Or my friend went here. Like, they will share the whole experience with you in a really, and sometimes you're not even prying. You're not.
No.
You're just, you just say, oh, I haven't seen you in a few weeks. And be like, oh
yeah, sorry, I've had surgery. I went to get lipo.
or whatever. They're just really open about it. So it's a very different attitude.
It is, but like I said, it is generational. So the reason why I keep bringing that up is, I remember, my mom and her sister, they had treatments very early on their face, and they would always make up these wild stories about how they were going here, they were going there, they were going to go see this doctor because, they didn't want to kind of like tell my dad or whatever.
Right.
And I was always like, in my head, I thought this is kind of a lot of hard work for nothing, to make up this whole thing. And then they would always say to me, oh, if you're going to get something done, you shouldn't tell your husband. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm going to tell him. I don't have to hide it.
Right.
I have no desire to hide the fact that I'm getting a treatment. For me, it's like, okay, I understand if you don't want to post it all over social media.
Right.
Understood. But if someone asks me, like, for example, I've been asked quite a few times, like, wow, you're 40, but, oh, your skin looks so good. I'm like, yeah, I invest in it.
Right.
And if I actually have the choice of investing in a kind of, La Mer or whatever, it's like $400 for a little bit of moisturizer, or investing it in more of an invasive treatment, I will get the invasive treatment.
Right.
And I'm not, going to hide that, because to me it's like, why would I?
No, why? It's also your business if you choose to do that.
Yeah,
that's up
exactly.
to you. You can share or you can not share, but I just think here it is just so easily accessible, so readily available. There isn't a little shopping
clinics everywhere.
Any shopping area that you go to, you will find a sort of a medical spa, not just even, nails and kind of mani-pedi spa, but really like a medical spa.
Yes.
And you can do your groceries and you go get your face done or whatever you need right next door. No problem. And it's just out there. So I think it's really good.
I think so too. So we wanted to cover in this episode beauty treatments, products, to just give a little bit of insight into this industry that is the beauty industry here in Spain, which is continuing to grow and grow. We did also want to give some insight that lately there has been more focus on these clinics that are on the verge of being between beauty, anti-aging, and hardcore kind of metabolism and, different kind of treatments.
Well, we can mention that we have 2 very high-end exclusive clinics.
Super exclusive.
That are, and when we say exclusive, it doesn't mean that anybody can go to it, but it's just there's an exclusivity to it in that they don't allow the sort of just the day spa.
I believe, let's talk about Shaw for a moment.
Yeah.
So Shaw Wellness Clinic, which is in Albier, they're very, very famous. I think they've won a number of different awards, and they have had guests of, Madonna and, George Clooney and all kinds of people.
There's a lot of celebrities that go there. And
celebrities.
The funny thing is where it's located sort of up on,
The hill.
On the hill. You can see it when you're driving down towards the beach. You see this huge white and you're like, oh, that's the Shaw. And I really believe that if any of those celebrities were to walk around anywhere, nobody would even pay them any attention.
I don't think so.
I really don't. They would not. Nobody would pay them attention.
I don't think so. It's not that kind of place.
No.
And I always know, a lot of times when I get to the train station in Alicante or the airport, the Shaw people are there to pick someone up.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they'll actually have like a little sign and they pick you up in a limo. It's very high end.
Well, they have longevity programs.
They
and
have
they do
longevity.
The diagnostics. So you can go to Shaw. They're very from the research that I've done and a few phone calls that I've made to them in the past, it's tailored to you.
Yeah.
So it's what you want. I mean, they obviously have, stuff you can read online and figure out what they do, but it's tailored to you. So they'll run all the biometrics on you, your testing, your blood, every single thing. And then they give you a roadmap to yourself.
I stayed there a few years ago.
Okay.
So I can speak about that experience. I don't know what it's like now. I'm sure it has progressed tremendously. But I stayed there a few years ago, and it was interesting because going in, I don't think we paid too much attention to, it's like, oh, let's do like a weekend at Shaw. It's like a 3-day program. It's their absolute shortest program.
Yeah, there's nothing shorter.
Yeah, there's nothing shorter than 3 days because if not, you're looking at 14 days, you're looking at a whole month.
Yeah.
It's very, very kind of intensive. And a lot of it revolves around nutrition and treatments.
Right.
So, they also have the kind of this one treatment that we had there that I haven't seen anywhere else up to now is like they actually take your blood, they put a bunch of oxygen in the blood and then they put it back in.
Oh.
And supposedly it kind of gives you like more energy and so on and so forth. Again, it's not for everyone. It is a little bit kind of freaky. If you ask me, like some of the treatments are quite intense.
Right.
And I also know that a lot of the DJs that are kind of doing the season in Ibiza.
Yeah, I think they go there to chill out after a very busy summer season.
Recuperate.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. So, but I do think it is something that I wouldn't go there just like thinking you're going on a vacation.
No.
It's like a detox.
It's different. It's part of the beauty wellness industry, and it's, you can go there if you can afford it, or you can, choose something else. But the thing here is that it's readily available. All the different price ranges and types of things that you want.
You could come to this area and do your own sort of detox program, get all the professional services, because now the big hospital IMED has quite affordable, again, when you're comparing to other places, programs for sleep, for stress management, for longevity, for skin, anti-aging. And some of the programs range like 600 to 1,000, whereas, clinics that are similar and programs that are similar, you're looking at 10,000 plus in other places in Europe and in the US. So I do think it's definitely worthwhile exploring as a destination for medical and clinical beauty treatments and well-being. But now we're going to go to the other side, right?
Okay. Do you want to just go over some of the pricing here from just a general idea?
Sure, I can. So the other thing, this year, for example, I did Invisalign on my teeth, and it's something that, has worked tremendously well, and I'm extremely happy with it. And I know for a fact that here, the range is from $2,000 1,500 to 4,000 and something euros. Depending on what you have going on. But that is, a lot more expensive, tends to be in North America. So usually 5,000 upwards, depending on where you are. Botox, a session here can be anything from 200 to 350 or more, depending on where you're doing it, because the place is also important. And in North America, it can range, but in a place that is reputable. Good and reputable is maybe 500 to 800 plus. PRP, as Nalini said, 200 upwards. Yep. And from our research, in a lot of places in North America, could be 1,000 upwards for a PRP session, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, and here also, I find with the clinics, you don't have to go in and do an assessment.
No. Not for the PRP.
I mean, for certain things, obviously for your teeth, yes, that or something more invasive. But it's not as if you have to go in and fill out a whole, medical and, you'll just say, listen, I want to do some PRP on my hair. They'll be like, okay, great. Yep. And you just book your time, you go in and they do it.
Yes. It's not very intensive in that way.
No.
And then I think the other thing is just seeing a dermatologist. So here, seeing a dermatologist privately could cost you maybe 80 to 150 euros. And that is obviously something that is a lot less accessible in other places. This is when we're comparing to North America. Yep. When we start comparing, like I said, to...
Or bigger cities in Europe as well.
Exactly. London, Paris... Yes. But if we're comparing to Korea, Thailand, Japan, still pretty expensive. But again, Korea and Thailand, which are really the mecca of all this stuff, of beauty, it's kind of right there. I don't think you're looking at. But here you get to visit the coast and go to the beach at the same time. So there you go.
And the hair situation here, the hair... transplant, hair maintenance, hair recovery.
I'm honestly surprised so many people go to Turkey because I have seen the prices for here.
It's almost the same.
So, and it's very famous, like all this here, the turkey planes, right?
Planes.
You go from Barajas in Madrid and they do this plane full of people who are going to get hair implants, a lot of them men.
Right.
And, they come back and obviously they look a certain way because they've just had their implants. But I know for a fact that here there's a lot of places that do it quite affordably. So
no, and even for the men, I think they're very open about it. I did a little sort of a cost comparison. So here you can do your hair if you wanted to do a complete transplant, if that's what you're going for. And keep in mind, I don't know all the different levels of it. Yeah. But let's say here it might cost you 2,500, and you go to Turkey, it will be less. It's going to be less. However, you're also traveling and you have to return. And if you have any problems or whatever, a complication after, you're kind of stuck where, when you're back in your home as opposed to just doing it here. And there are just so many clinics now that offer it at a very competitive rate. So let's say, I think in maybe Canada, you'd be looking at 8,000 to 10,000.
Yes.
Which even with the conversion, it's still far less.
Yeah.
So.
Something to think about.
So, it's just like, I would recommend to everybody, do your research, but it is far more accessible. And I see so many men who have had it done and they're just, just walking around with it. It's not a big deal. They're not hiding out in their house.
No. I do think that from my perspective, at least, as a society, we need to move in the direction of not making these things taboo. If obviously, so many people are getting them. And we should also kind of think about that. Let people do what they want to do.
And if you can afford it.
Yeah, it's your thing. And yes, I understand some people take it to the extreme and you start wondering like what's going on there. But for most people, you're doing something that makes you feel better and we should celebrate that instead of criticize that.
Exactly.
So,
do you want to talk a little bit about the viral Mercadona products?
Please. I want you to do a deep dive on Mercadona, Nalini.
Okay, so Mercadona is a national grocery chain here that is really available throughout the mainland, the islands, and the beauty with Mercadona is that if you visit one, you have visited all of them.
They may have a slightly different layout, but the products are exactly the same.
Right. And the products are exactly the same. You're right. It's just the geography. However, once you get into it, I don't even know. I mean, it's amazing that the way even how they organize their store, it's the same.
So one of the reasons for that is that allows them to lower the costs in many different ways. Everything in Mercadona, the way it's organized, the way it's stacked, the way that what you're seeing, where you're seeing it is carefully analyzed.
Yes.
So to me, it's quite interesting that this brand, which is originally from the Valencian community.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yes, it's from the Valencian community. I think it's Mercadona is for the Roch family.
Okay.
I need to double check that. I think it's ROIG.
Okay.
And they were the original founders, but everything is kind of looking at the supply chain and how they can maximize the value chain.
It's a science.
Yeah.
But in any Mercadona that you visit, you will find a beauty area.
Yay! And we have some products here.
The beauty area, it's actually pretty interesting because every store will carry the exact same things. You're not going to find something missing or different in, at least for me. So any Mercadona I've got, it looks exactly the same.
I think there may be some that are like bigger. Like, for example, the one near us in Albir is one of the bigger ones around here. I think they carry like a little bit more, but maybe it's just an optical illusion just because the place is bigger.
Right. Well, this is, okay, they have their own brand. So that's when
Deliplus.
Yeah. That is one of the best, I think, sort of supermarket, if you want to call it that, or drugstore, or, lower end in terms of affordability. However, the products themselves are so high quality to me anyways. Again, I am not a pharmacist or I'm not a scientist. I don't know the composition.
But you're a consumer. As a consumer,
I don't see the difference between some of their products that may cost €5 and 30 or 50 in some cases. The only thing that entices me to purchase something that's more expensive, and I'll be honest, it's the packaging.
Of course, it's the packaging and the branding. It's
the branding.
It's like, oh, how cute is the Chanel lip?
Right. Yeah. So I like to so if I'm out somewhere, I really enjoy taking out a little Gucci compact but is it any different than the powder I buy or the cover up that it is so well made and really works well I think I paid €5 for it.
So what do you have in your hand?
This one here is Deliplus, and it is the blush. They say it's a Charlotte Tilbury dupe.
It is. I've seen the Charlotte Tilbury.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I have a couple of her products, but I haven't tried her blush.
The packaging is like almost exact. You can see it at the airports.
Oh, it's just, the little, like the liquid one that you kind of put on.
Like a highlighter.
Yeah, I really like it, and I think it's $3.50.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more. It's not more than €5.
I have the lip oil here that you recommended, and I have, actually, interestingly enough, their dry shampoo. I actually don't know if this is a Mercadona brand, though. This may not be a Mercadona brand, but definitely it's a super affordable dry shampoo that they sell there. Right. It's like €2, and it's really, really good.
I've been using this a little bit. It's a serum for because I had in the summer
stains,
the melasma.
Yep.
Right. So when you get like the really dark pigmentation, which people of color tend to get, and I thought, I'll just give this a try. It did help me. I did have to do something a little bit more severe because it was quite bad at the end of the summer, even though I wear sunscreen religiously. Still, it was like €4.
Yeah.
Their top selling product is or one of them at least, is the dragon's blood. Have you tried that one?
I have tried it, but I stopped using it because if you put it anywhere near your eyes and you sweat, you are in trouble. But I actually visited, I was doing some work in the US one time, and a lady told me, oh, you're from Spain. I have my friend who always brings me this dragon blood cream from Mercadona.
Wow.
Because I really like it. And it is like €5.
It's not more than that. And they have the Cisbella Reaffirm face cream, apparently is one of their top sellers. I've been using this here. It's all right. It's just for
if you're
moisturizer.
Here, check it out.
Buy
some products.
Their makeup brushes are fantastic.
They are, and they last forever. And then I also have here like this massage oil that is Romero, which was rosemary oil, and it's 100% natural rosemary oil, and you can use it for massage, but also just like, you know, if you've got a little bit of inflammation, I find that because of it's quite strong in the smell, it really, you know, feels very nice. And again, that was only like a couple of euros.
No, and they've done a lot of research into developing their formulas. It's not just, I mean, you know, it's not expensive, but there's a lot of science that goes into the things that they put on the shelf. So again, do your research, look at the products, see what works for you. But if you happen to come to Spain, go to Mercadona and get their beauty products because they're really good.
My understanding is that they were producing in similar factories than some of the L'Oreal brands.
I believe it. I think all makeup comes out of the same factory.
Everything comes from the same place.
That's my thought.
Well, slice of life. So before we dive into our slice of life, quick shout out to our amazing partner, GoCo Energy. You have to try this.
That's right, Laura. GoCo is energy done right. Made with coconut water, natural caffeine, and real fruit flavors. No crash, no jitters, just clean, feel-good energy that actually tastes amazing.
It's perfect, right? Whether you're working, traveling, or just keeping your creative spark alive, basically it keeps you in that go mode.
I agree. I'm not necessarily a fan of all energy drinks, but this is one that I truly enjoy. My favorite flavor so far is pineapple, and you can order it straight from gocoenergy.com. That's GOKO energy.com. Shipped right to your door.
So hydrating, refreshing, and honestly, it just makes everything flow better. Slice of life.
Slice of life. Okay, where should we start? We have some citrus on the table because we just wanted to mention, normally we have a little snack, something that we're going to drink. We're drinking our Landman GoCo cocktail.
Do you want to explain that?
Well, this was whose idea? This is Jeff's idea, no?
The cocktail is Jeff's idea.
Jeff as in Laura's husband.
Yeah. We love the show called Landman.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, it's fun. Billy Bob Thornton and Demi Moore are in it. And for some reason, I thought they were going to end up being in a relationship from being in the show together. But I think that's just in my head. So that didn't happen. But there is an episode where a guy is having a cocktail on a plane that has the watermelon juice.
Right.
With vodka, simple syrup, and some ice.
Yes.
So we made that with GoCo, watermelon, and it's got a little bit of caffeine in it. So kind of perfect combination.
Yeah. So that was our little Landman
citrus cocktail.
Yeah. For
Landman GoCo citrus cocktail.
And we have citrus on the table because this time of the year, I was thinking, you know, for just beauty and overall, you know, eating in a healthier way.
Vitamin C after all the Christmas foods.
Citrus is in season now. So you have a lot of mandarins, oranges, lemons. One of these lemons happens to be from my lemon tree, and some of the mandarins are from my mandarin tree.
Just put like your nail a little bit
do
in
it
the
all
lemon.
the time.
I
love it.
It's so good. Like to me, it immediately makes me want to smile.
Yeah, it smells like sunshine.
It's
really
so good. I
Citrus
love
is,
these.
yeah.
And so we call these mandarinas or
Yes.
clementinas,
Yes.
depending on what kind they are. And they are all over the place here. And they
grow,
are absolutely delicious. For me, I'm all about citrus though when it's acid. I know some people are like, they like it kind of more on the sweet side.
Oh, you like it on
I like it when it's very acidic. Like it actually is making my mouth water just thinking about it. I love it.
Right. So that's what's in season.
Yes.
I could have made an orange cake, but we're on a carnival arc right now.
Heck yeah. And we'll talk way more about that in the next episode, but we're definitely training hard.
Training hard. This brand here, Laura, you're wearing a really cute necklace that has a horse, and it is from, and I, again, apologize if I say this incorrectly, but it's Svite Terran. We'll put it up on the...
It's pretty.
It's really
super pretty.
It's a Ukrainian brand, and
it's like a little horsey.
It's very pretty. Their jewelry, it's all handmade.
It's like ceramic.
It's ceramic. They have precious metals, and they also have, I believe, gemstones.
Nice.
So it's handmade in Kyiv, sold in different parts of Europe. This woman happened to just reach out to us and sent it, for us to try and wear. And I think it's really pretty on your outfit. So thank you. We'll put this up on our
socials. Taryn. To be honest, I really love the fact that it feels like almost like Viking. I don't know how to describe it.
Really
it's
pretty.
Very simple, but it's kind of powerful. Yeah, I like it. I really like their stuff.
All handmade from a female-founded brand.
Yeah,
so
very cool.
Yeah, there's that. We want to just mention right now that we're planning as of now. It's January 2026. Madrid is hosting the F1. Yeah. So it was in Barcelona, but now they have a 10-year contract, and it will run from September 11th to the 13th. We have our hotel booked, so we are going to be going to it. It is going to be a semi sort of permanent, it's half racetrack, half street race. So it's a combination of both.
Officially reaching out to the Formula One organization.
We'll try.
So that they will allow us to interview some of the riders.
Drivers.
Riders. So here's funny. I'm going to be totally open about this. I have never been a Formula One fan. I've been to a lot of MotoGP races, etc., for the motorbikes, but I've never been to a Formula One race, and I wasn't a huge Formula One fan. But then I watched that movie with Brad Pitt in it, and now I'm like all about this race. I am so excited. It's a really good movie, that F1 movie. So
it's very good. So
I'm super excited about this race. But Nalini's been to a ton of F1 events.
A few. I've been to a few.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the kids love it. Our family, we enjoy watching it. And yeah, we have our drivers that we root for. You'll have to pick a team or a driver, Laura.
So which one do you think I should pick?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay,
you have to choose.
I'm going to do some homework on this.
Do some homework. Pick your team. Based
on the fact that we're going to go together, and based on the fact that your children are also coming to this, I want to say it's not going to be Lewis Hamilton.
No. They
like Lewis Hamilton? Yes. I thought they said they didn't like him.
No.
Who was going on about? Oh, I was Joe.
Oh,
someone was going on about like, oh yeah, he produced the movie. That's why he's like the one that they're beating at the end or something. Okay, someone was talking about it the other day.
No, there's Hamilton fans in our household. So, but you choose your own. Okay, you pick your team, and
I'm going to do some research because I know Brad Pitt won't be racing. So we'll figure it out.
But you know what? He probably will be there. F1 attracts a ton of celebrities. And the one thing that I'm really looking forward to in Madrid is that city knows how to put on an event.
Yeah.
And they've built the track specifically to make it accessible. In fact, they're saying that the Madrid F1 will be the most accessible track on the calendar, just for people to actually access it, to get to it, because for a lot of these races you have to drive to the track.
The one that you went to in Hungary, right?
Hungary was actually pretty well organized, but we went in Vienna.
Oh, in Vienna.
It's not in Vienna, it's outside of Vienna,
like
by
2 hours.
2 hours, and it's straight like highway driving, and you have to park very far and walk all the way in. So yeah, I'm really excited. And if anybody is interested in going to the F1 in Madrid, buy your tickets because they are selling out super fast.
And the hotels are already almost full. So that's why we wanted to make a big point of bringing it up in this first episode of the year. If we have the F1 fans, they will
be, I mean, they're not all fully booked, but they will be booked. So
yes,
it's going to be, it's a busy year, 2026, Laura. Woo-hoo! So many things to look forward to.
And in the next episode in our Slice of Life, join us to talk about something very different, which will be our visit to the Trinidad Carnival.
Yes.
So, sentence of the day.
Sentence of the day, I'm listening.
Cuidarse no es un lujo. Okay. Cuidarse no es un lujo.
Be
Cuidarse is like taking care of yourself.
Okay.
Cuidarse no es un lujo.
Taking care of yourself is not.
No es un lujo.
Is not, taking care of yourself is not...
lujo.
You have to do it. You must take care of yourself.
So cuidarse no es un lujo.
It's a priority.
Yes. So it's not a luxury.
Okay. There we go.
So, it shouldn't be treated as a luxury.
No, it's a necessity.
Exactly.
There we go.
Sentence of the day.
Sentence of the day.
Beauty related. Until the next episode, people, please, 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 if you haven't yet, hit like, subscribe, follow, reach out to us. We are loving these emails from our audience, and we love to hear from you on socials. And come along and have some fun with us.
Yeah. That's
Bye.
it. Bye. Bye for now. The Made in Spain podcast is fueled by GoCo Energy, refreshingly real energy that keeps the good vibes going.